Hi, this is Dan Cortopassi of TSG Multimedia. Today I'm reviewing an HO scale P42DC locomotive from Athearn. This locomotive is painted in the Amtrak Phase 3 scheme and represents the as-built version of these units, which were produced in 1996 and 1997. The MSRP for this model is $129.98. The paint on the model is very crisp and even. The markings are well done, and all but the tiniest writing on some warning labels is legible with magnification. The model features freestanding grab irons, and I really like the subtle details on the grills. It's all done with paint, but it really makes it look almost like it's a photo-etched part. There is a slight fuzziness on the separation between the gray and the silver on the top, but it's so slight as to be hardly noticeable. I was only able to detect a couple of small voids in the striping on the side, and those are in the seams between the doors, which probably aren't that noticeable, and if the model was weathered, really wouldn't be noticeable at all. The detail in the front of the model is pretty good. The headlights and ditch lights are lit with bulbs. Athearn has retooled these models from the way they used to be, and it's a really good improvement, on the nose especially. I like that the windshield is now a lot more accurate. The separator bar between the two windshield halves is now part of the body rather than being part of the windshield. Athearn has also painted the window gaskets, which is something I used to do myself on my old units, and that's a real pain. Also, the units include windshield wipers, which is really nice. There's also side mirrors on the sides of the cab. I also like how Athearn has picked out the MU and HEP cable connections with different colors of paint. The model is equipped with McHenry scale couplers on both ends. The coupler on the front in this model was a little bit low. So just for comparison, I've got another Athearn model here that represents one of the modernized P42s. The main spotting difference is in the nose. Amtrak recently, within the last few years, has outfitted most of these engines with a different nose that's removable. So there's a seam on the nose now with little bolt holes going around it, which is on the modern version and not on the as-built version. Also, the headlight glass is not apparent on the modern version, and the shape of the headlight opening is slightly different. So Athearn's done a good job in capturing both versions of the model. The back of the model includes functional headlights. The marker lights are not operable. There aren't a lot of details on the pilot, so advanced modelers might want to add some things like uncoupling levers, MU hoses, and HEP cables. I really like the photo-etched grille and paint treatment on the radiator fan. It looks really good. The exhaust stack is also nicely done. The model has a really nice metal horn casting, and also the warning labels on the top of the engine are all legible with magnification. Detail on the underside of the model is fairly minimal. Details West makes a dress-up kit for these engines, which includes a lot of the plumbing normally found down there if you want to add it. The model picks up electricity from all 8 wheels, and all 4 axles are powered. All of the wheels are in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. I'm running the model on a DC test track. It's pretty smooth and quiet. Seems to have pretty good low-speed control. The model weighs 16 ounces. I was able to register 2.2 ounces of pull on my force gauge. The model is fairly easy to take apart. There's some clips on the frame which engage these little slots on the body, and all I did was take a little screwdriver and pry them loose and then gently pull the shell off. I didn't need to remove the couplers to do that. The factory light board includes an 8-pin DCC plug and also a JST connector with a dummy plug. If you want to install a DCC decoder, you need to remove the dummy plug and then use whichever connector was appropriate for the decoder that you have. I'll hold the model and run it so we can take a look at the lights. So these are bulbs, as I said before, and they are a little bit dim. It really would be nice if Athearn would use LEDs. Overall, I really like this model, and I think it's a good value for its price level. It's got a lot of good details and does a good job of capturing the look of the real Amtrak P42s. I am going to take off 1 spike for the coupler height, so my final verdict is 9 out of 10 spikes. If you or your company make a product that you'd like us to review, please drop us a line at reviews@tsgmultimedia.com.